Now, coming to you live from atop the Lavender Town Radio Tower, it's the one, the only, PUCL Podcast.
It's PUCL! PUCL! It's PUCL! PUCL! Pokemon Underground Champions League, oh yeah! PUCL! PUCL.
And welcome to the 528th episode of the PUCL Podcast. I am your host, Trainer Thatch, here today with my early morning West Coast, Best Coast co-host. We've got the one and only Lord Jushiro.
Some say good to be back. I'm all aboard the hype train for Legends Arceus.
And then we've got my favorite apparatus to carry things in. As always, we've got Basket.
It's the basket.
The Basket?
The basket.
There's a very early PUCL meme. Like, this is probably before, like, memes were acknowledged to be a thing on the internet. This is from, like, 2008, 2007. Because it was, like, one day, like, I just went off on Sycamore, the first co-host of the podcast. And I just went, like, the Thatch is spoken. And so in the community, they just like kept going, the Thatch is spoken. Like if I would say something, and somebody were like it'd be like, they'd be like, yeah, I like to make my peanut butter sandwiches this way, and then like I would talk about like how I'd like to make a peanut butter sandwich, and they go, but then the Thatch is spoken. There's no other way to do it. And I was just
like the Mandalorian.
Yeah,
I have spoken.
Yeah, it was legitimately like that. But, of course, welcome to the PUCL Podcast. PUCL, of course, stands for the Pokemon Underground Champions League, a nonsensical name we came up with in 2007, where we talk everything Pokemon, from the trading card game to the video game to everything in between. And we have a really good time about it.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm super excited this morning. I don't know why. I woke up, I have energy, things are gonna be cool.
I didn't realize it until this morning. I was thinking about it. I'm like, we're as of recording, we are 13 days away from Legends Arceus' release, which is really insane to think about because BDSP was like this weird sideshow that happened in November. It was like this really weird sideshow that didn't need to exist.
Yeah, it was a nice knack.
I think Legends Arceus has, I have a lot of opinions, and I think I want to save them for the topic today, but like, I'm very excited. I'm on the hype train. I don't think we're going to get too much in terms of news for it, other than maybe we'll get some reviews like the week of.
Yeah. Because
this is the game that TPCI is obviously taking far more seriously than BDSP, where I don't think they want as little to leak as possible.
Yeah, this kind of game is the reason we're here.
Yes.
This is the main event. This is the main course. This is what we've been waiting for. Which is different from what we usually wait for, because it's usually a main series line, right? We're waiting for Generation 9, but this is like...
I don't even know if we're waiting for Generation 9. I don't know at this point what to expect from these guys, because they're doing so much weird stuff. And the thing that gets me, and this is probably more topic than intro, but Legends Arceus hasn't gotten... Like, we don't know who directed it, or literally anything about anybody who did any work on it.
Right.
Which is very scary to me. All we know is like Game Freak's developing it. Like Game Freak's developing Legends Arceus. And the thing that it confuses me is because there's usually two teams at Game Freak that work on Pokemon in tandem. Like one will work on the mainline Pokemon games and the one will work on like the boosted version or the remake. Right?
Right.
And so the remake this time was outsourced.
Right.
And the boosted team worked on the DLC. Right, the boosted version, like there was a boosted version in the DLC that was developed by another team. So does that mean Legends Arceus was developed by the people who usually do like the main generational game?
It could be. Until we don't know the names, we won't know for sure. But it could very much well be.
That's what my question is. Or is it maybe some third team that they developed? Right.
Yeah, I know that Nintendo had been hiring like for months, and other Nintendo related studios. So it could be that in the time that they've been working on it, they just up the development team and just created more teams. It could very much well be that.
Yeah, no, they could have just developed a new team, which is fine. But my question is like, I wonder if it was the typical, like the people who we would have expected to be building Gen 9 did this instead.
I see what you're saying. Okay.
That's what I'm wondering. Because like, if it were me and we're trying to put out something brand new and we want it to work, granted a January release date probably doesn't say, hey, we want this to work, but but if I were them and like I wanted to work, I'd put like my A team on this, you know? Like,
Yeah.
you know Pokemon, you do this. Maybe it's a different director because it's a different style of game, but it would be very interesting to see that.
Yeah.
Be very interesting.
I agree. It's going to be hype.
But other than being hyped for Legends Arceus, anything else going on?
Well, let me tell you, last time I was here in the show, and maybe the episode before that, I had said that, I had lost my Switch.
Oh, yeah.
And then I had to play through the whole thing. I started using Nemesis's Switch, and I played there and all that on fine. So 7 months pass that I have no Switch, and suddenly I go to the car to look for something.
No.
And it was there. In the floor for 7 months in a car that everyone has used.
Wow.
As in not just me and Nemesis, but neighbors and everything. And no one noticed that freaking Switch there.
Wow.
For 7, not even the thieves, because anyone who passed by the car could have seen through the window and seen the Switch.
Wow.
Nobody took it. So I have my Switch back and I couldn't be happier.
That's kind of exciting.
Yes.
That's so weird.
7 months, dude, that Switch in the car and no one saw it. No one. And I searched
Wow.
that car 3 times and I couldn't see it.
Oh,
I don't know what happened there.
That's so funny. That's so funny. And what about you, Basket? Anything interesting?
My birthday was January 4th.
That's right. It was.
For my very first present on my birthday, I got COVID.
Oh my gosh.
Oh no.
You did tell me about this.
Are you feeling better?
I assume you're feeling okay.
Oh yeah, I'm feeling like 100%.
Good.
It was a little rough, but it was fine. Oh, and I also had both my original shots. I just didn't get the booster. So I think that was what was it.
Still, that helps. Yeah.
That's the thing I've noticed with people. I haven't seen anybody boosted get it yet.
Yeah, I'm boosted and I didn't, and I haven't got it. My mother is boosted and she did get it. However, the symptoms were like mild headache.
That's the first case out of, I swear, maybe like 30 people that I know that got it.
Yeah, my mom got boosted and she had it because she couldn't stop herself from going to church. And,
yeah.
But yeah, she just spent 1 day with a mild headache and by the next day she tested positive and but by the next day she was just fine. She's
That's
like,
good.
I'm fine.
That's good. So for me, I have been still going down this deep, dark rabbit hole of Pokemon Cube Draft. And I mean, this is probably something that like you guys would be interested in as the main TCG guys.
Mm-hmm.
Just because it's so like, I just wanted to draft Pokemon TCG because my biggest problem with TCG, well, not my biggest problem, but one of my problems with Pokemon TCG now is it's very hard to play with retro cards in general.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You're not going to find anybody who wants to play with retro cards. Like the legacy ladder on PTCGO is dead.
It's changed so much that it's not adaptable.
Yeah, and you can't adapt these old cards, but you can with Cube Draft. And and so I'm like super obsessed with playing these retro formats with Cube Draft. I haven't actually played. I did once with like with a small group, but it's better if you have something like 8 people. So I'm very like I've went on Tabletop Simulator and I spent way too much time like customizing a table for it so that we could all have like a really pretty Cube Draft table.
That sounds super fun.
I think sometime this weekend before the show comes out, we're going to do one on the server, and I want to plan another one probably for Friday night after the show comes out if people are interested.
There you go.
It's going to kind of be first come, first serve.
Yeah, it has to be.
Please come with Tabletop Simulator. But it'll probably be on Friday night. Thatch's Friday night time. And we can sit down and do a Cube Draft
like
just
fun.
because I think it's so cool.
Mm-hmm.
Drafting with Pokemon cards is so cool, and Pokemon's such a bad game for it. It is, though.
Yeah.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Pokemon's like, unlike Magic and stuff, like Pokemon's such a bad game for drafting because
it changed so many times.
things aren't super splashable, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
Other than trainers, which I'm sure people have never gotten more than 2 of in a pack. And yeah, because you have to like worry about evolutions and stuff like that. And especially with the current set sizes being giant.
Yeah.
You're not going to do it with a current set because like you're going to be like, oh, well, these Pokemon will never evolve from each other. So Cube Draft, that's the way to go. Thatch is insanely excited about it. So if you want to do like a Pokemon TCG draft, you should come to the puclpodcast.com and get on the server and hang out with me on Friday night, where we will do a Pokemon Cube Draft. It'll be a blast. I hope. I assume. All right. I think that's it for me going on about how much I really like Pokemon cards and old ones particularly. And I think we can turn it on over to the news. So let's cue that epic music.
Live from the Lavender Town Radio Tower. This just in.
And welcome to the news. There's things to talk about today. Most importantly, on Tetris 99, if you still play that, you can get a Legends Arceus theme. Hype. I'm actually kind of excited for that. It doesn't happen until this weekend. I like it because, well, one, if you like Tetris, it's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And I like the occasional Tetris. And so I will probably go on and try to grab that theme, because I have this Pokemon Sword and Shield theme and it's really cute. Mm-hmm. And I would really like to keep it up with I would love to get the Legends Arceus.
Yeah, because by the end of it, you'll actually have a good Pokemon puzzle game.
I don't know. Pokemon Puzzle Challenge League is nothing to snuff at, okay?
Fair enough.
Because to be fair, that was built as just like a puzzle game, and they're just like, you know what would make this sell? Pokemon. And that's legitimately how Pokemon Puzzle League came to be.
The last time I played Tetris was, I want to say, my freshman year of high school. I was in the boys' bathroom, avoiding class. And then I found out that I could get Snake on mine as well. Like, okay, well, forget Tetris.
Give us a snake with a Pokemon theme so we can have an Ekans just eating.
It's just an Ekans. Yeah. It's just Ekans. It's not even called Snake. It's just called Ekans. Yes. And there you go. We fixed that for you. All right. Well, let's move on to the next piece. Whoever's purple.
Well, Basket, stay tuned for his show, because the TCGO received maintenance earlier in the week on the back end to prepare for the transition to TCG Live. #soon.
I did see a discussion thread on this, by the way, because I looked at it, and somebody's just like, yeah, but the last time it happened, it still was like a month before they put out the beta. Yeah. And then apparently that beta did not go well, because they backtracked real hard on the release date. So I wouldn't be surprised if they're aiming to try to release it by the time the next set comes out, because I think that's the end of February. And I wouldn't be surprised if it comes out by then.
Yeah.
I'm just hoping they've taken the time to like actually import all of your cards from PTCGO instead of being like, yeah, we're only going to transition all the way back to halfway through expanded.
Right.
Ooh, that would be a weird, awkward, like.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. Well, they weren't even planning to have expanded on TCG Live for like the first few months anyway.
Yeah.
Which is weird to me in general. I don't know. TCG, we were all like, yeah, maybe we'll get a better online engine. And the answer was like, yes, but no.
like all things Pokemon and Nintendo, a step forward, but two backs.
Yes, I was just like, how did that happen? Yes, but no. Because, like, at least we get to buy cards now, like individual cards. Yes. So you don't have to do, like, the nonsense we do now where you, like, buy packs from some guy on eBay. Yeah. And then you trade those packs for something. Yeah. You can straight up just buy the card if you need to pull a certain card for a deck. So that's nice. Which is all I think TCGO really needed.
Yeah.
But then they're just like, well, what if we take away a lot of things too? That'd be cool, right?
Or it could be not necessarily that they've taken away, just that they haven't gotten to adding it on the new engine.
Well, no, they're also taking away like a lot of the personalization stuff.
Well, wait. What personalization stuff?
Well, like through the game, you can like earn certain like sleeves and deck boxes, and not all of that's going to transfer.
I mean,
that's
okay. I mean, I don't want to anyone whose that is important to. I don't want to like make it sound like it's.
I mean,
mad, but
I like it. I like the bling.
You know,
I like.
It wasn't like TCG Online had like the best graphics, you know?
No, absolutely not.
So it's like,
Absolutely
I
not.
don't know if we should be sad.
Well, no, but I want my Gengar sleeves, thank you.
I guess.
I think some of them are coming over, but I don't remember which ones. But yeah, let's talk about some Pokemon Unite stuff.
All right. So there was a new Pokemon that is going to be added to Unite, and it's going to arrive on the 20th, and it's Trevenant, and that is super cool. I love Trevenant.
He's a defender.
That is...
I don't exactly know what he does.
That's perfect.
But it's really, it's fun. Yeah, no, I mean, I'm all for more defenders and supporters, because very early on the game was like packed with all-arounders and attackers and speedsters, and I'm very happy to see more defenders and supporters coming to the game. I haven't been playing it as hard as I was at launch, but I still really enjoy the game. You know what I mean? It's one of those things where, like, I'm obsessed with Cube Draft right now, so I just don't have time in my schedule to sit down and get super obsessed with Pokemon Unite again. I don't love the company, but I love that game. I love that game.
This is the part I shut up because I haven't played it yet.
You should play it if you don't have any ethical concerns.
Usually that's my problem, the ethical concerns, but it's okay.
Yeah. So we got an animation called Bidoof's Last Stand, that was totally intended to be out on Bidoof Day, but they decided they put too much work into it, and the sunk cost fallacy won the day. So we got very late. We got like something like 6 months later, Bidoof's Last Stand, which is the cutest, most adorable animation in the entire world. It's about this little Bidoof who's too good at like HM moves. So like his Bidoof colony like shuns him, and then he runs into this trainer, and the trainer catches him, but only uses him as an HM slave essentially.
Oh no.
But the Bidoof like wants to be in with the team and have a good time, and then it ends with like the trainer being in this like really heated battle, and Bidoof just gets sent out, and Bidoof's like, what's going on? I've never been in battle before. And there's like a rewind to like 30 seconds before Bidoof's out of the ball, and like his last Pokemon gets knocked out by this Graveler. And so
Oh wow, a Graveler.
Yeah, and this and so Bidoof comes in as like this guy's last Pokemon out of his party, because like the rest of them have been knocked out, and then Bidoof saves the day. Okay, it saves the day. I've never had a Pokemon animation that's not like a movie that was intended to like make you feel feelings. So it's really touching. I 100% recommend Bidoof's Last Stand if you haven't watched it. It is absolutely adorable to watch that little adventure.
I'm gonna have to watch it.
And like the animation style is really good too, and I kind of hope we just get a whole anime in that style, but we won't, because we can't have nice things. That's the truth of it, though. All right. So next piece of news, that's you, Jushiro.
Yeah, I'm going more into the video game battling news section of our news today. We got Pokemon Unite was reconfirmed for Worlds. Apparently the first announcement was removed at some point for some reason.
Yeah, no, they like announced it, then deleted it like 30 minutes later. It was really weird. And this was like a couple months ago.
Maybe it was the contract was still being waiting to sign. They're like, oh no, get it back. They haven't signed the contract. Anyway.
Yeah, I don't know. I have no idea. They just didn't announce it, because I think the way they're doing it is kind of funky. It's kind of similar to how they did Pokken the first time, where it's like,
yeah, we all remember
like
how successful that was in Worlds.
Well, okay, I think Pokemon Unite has way more behind it
right.
than Pokken, because Pokken has the learning curve for Pokken, even at the basic level to be good, was very high. And I think to be decent at Pokemon Unite, the level's very low, but you can definitely get very skilled at it. So I think Pokemon Unite is a much better game in that sense, because then kids can still go home and play it and not feel awful.
Right. Well, if you are one of those that are skilled, then prepare yourself, because they also announced a tournament mode where item levels will be irrelevant.
So unprepare yourself.
Perfect. Item levels were the biggest criticism of the game at launch.
Okay.
So they've gone ahead and fixed it, which I think is really nice. I mean, they've even kind of fixed it in the game too, because I think you just get like 3 automatic level 30 items now. So you can have a full set of items. So you can have like your one mon that's your main, like, decked out.
Okay, that's cool.
My only fear is that they keep adding new items and then stuff gets better, but but yeah, keep going, Basket. Tell us more. This one's actually really exciting. I'm really hyped for this one.
So there's an international challenges have been confirmed for February, March, and April, and those will give each a shiny Galarian bird participation.
Ooh.
So Galarian Articuno, Zapdos, and Moltres are all shiny locked in the game.
Oh.
And the shinies for those are actually really good.
Oh, I gotta have to check those out.
Well, so what they did is they took them and they gave them the colors of their Cantonian versions.
Oh my god, I need them. I need Moltres then. Moltres, I assume, looks amazing.
They are all very good. And so for those of you at home who don't know what an international challenge is, it's typically the place where you can go to, I think you can get our CP championship points for the actual circuit if you participate. It will be done probably VGC style, which means you're going to have to get good at GS Cup.
Get good.
But yeah, you just have to participate and do like 3 battles. So I'm excited. I'm going to do it because I'm actually going to try to get back into VGC.
I'm going to do
once the ladder shifts. I'm honestly just waiting for the showdown ladder to turn on for it. That way I can get practice in. That way I can get some practice in and get my feet wet again. It's been a while since I've done it. I've been in the game, so I really want to get back into VGC and get my chops back.
Do we know? So we have the dates like February 18th to 20th, March 11th, and April 15th to 17th. Do we know which Galarian birds?
Ooh, that's a good question.
We don't know. I mean, my assumption.
Uno, dos, and tres.
Uno, dos, and tres. that would be my assumption.
Notice that actually Spanish is my main language, and I still said that with an English accent. Uno, dos, tres.
You can probably go ahead and you can use the same team for all 3 of them because it's all going to be in the same format. So you don't need 3 different teams. So if you just want to, if your point is just to go get all 3, just go get it, get a team, have a good time, battle it up. So it's 2 legendary, it's 2 box arts, and the rest are just VGC. So the question is, what are you going to run alongside your Zacian?
Oh man, I've never seen. Have we ever? Since I'm talking to an expert, have we ever seen a single Pokemon be so dominant in VGC?
Yes, Incineroar.
Oh really?
Incineroar.
I totally skipped that. I didn't skip it. I didn't play competitively.
In Gen 7, when Incineroar got its hidden ability, Incineroar, I kid you not, like we talk about Lando T being bad in OU like all the time, and we make that joke.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I forgot about Lando T. Yeah.
We're just like, oh, it's over centralized, and it's at like 40% usage in OU or whatever. And I think at a point it was at like 50% usage in OU. Right. Okay, that's nothing compared to Incineroar and VGC. Wow. Incineroar and VGC, I kid you not, went all the way up to 91% at one point.
Wow.
9 out of 10 teams were running Incineroar.
Wow. And Zacian is at 100?
I can tell you right now what Zacian's at. Because right now the series is a little bit different because we're not in the usage of 2 legends per team. Mm-hmm. We're only in 1 legend per team right now. So right now in Series 11 VGC, I'm going to read you the top 3 Pokemon, maybe 4, because none of them will surprise you. Number 1 is Incineroar, still with a 45% usage. Number 2, because it's actually a really good counter to Zacian.
Okay.
Number 2 is Zacian.
Oh yeah, okay.
At 44.8%. Number 3 is Landorus Therian.
Oh my god, the same 3 ones. Okay. Yeah.
And then right below that is Grimmsnarl at 34%. It drops pretty hard.
Oh, my boy.
Yeah. Grimmsnarl is actually really good with the prankster. It's like better Sableye.
It's a little sad to hear that, but at the same time, it couldn't have gone.
The good news is Seth likes both, so it's okay.
Okay, then Seth is okay. It wasn't a situation like, what was the name of the new cotton Pokemon in Galar?
Oh, Eldegoss. Eldegoss is garbage. Nobody uses Eldegoss.
Yeah. When Whimsicott got a little jealous.
All right. So one last piece of news that we've got. We've got the news that a Community Day Classic was announced for January 22nd, which is bringing back Bulbasaur. I think we talked about this last week, actually. And it's great for new players who weren't around for the first time Bulbasaur was the Community Day Pokemon, it was 2017. Community Day started in 2017.
All right, guys, this is your chance. Get your Frenzy playing Venusaur.
Yeah. So definitely take a look out for that. I like that they're going to do 2 a month. I hope that keeps up at least, and they do 2 a month. It'll be a classic one and then like a new one. I think that's the best way to handle it because there's a lot of moves that people are going to miss otherwise.
You know, I'm not going to lie. I ended up stopping Pokemon Go because I was really, and I know this might sound silly, but I got really somewhat competitive in it.
I understand. And then if you don't have the right moves, you're just screwed.
Pretty much, yeah. And I couldn't do the vast majority of community days because I work weekends.
Yeah. No, it's awful because if you miss the moves, you're screwed. And the only way to do it is you have to get an elite TM.
Yeah.
To be able to change the moves. And the only way to get an elite TM is to rank up so high in competitive.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. But which you need the Pokemon with that move to get to.
Yep.
It's absolutely insane.
Wow.
Would not recommend. I would even say veteran players go catch some so you can have extras to trade to people if you want them to get into the game.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Like that's my opinion. Because if not, I don't know. Like Pokemon Go, the Pokemon Go community, I think just forgets about new players all of the time. And
I feel
this might just be me making a generalization, but I think they need to really care about the newer players.
I think that's, and I talk from a person that and I've talked about this in the show before, that I've kind of transitioned myself into more of a mobile gamer nowadays than I am a console gamer.
Yes.
And being a mobile gamer, I can tell you that is a current issue with most mobile game, especially those that require you collecting stuff, is that once you're in, you gotta stay in, right? Because it's a lot of work. But if you're starting, it's impossible to catch up unless you spend thousands of dollars, because everything is backed with time, locked behind time frames, or especially exactly, and then it just takes forever. So that's a mobile RPG issue that the mobile industry is trying to figure out how to fix.
You're making a fantastic case for people to start playing Pokemon Go.
Right? Yeah.
But on that note, I just want to mention before we leave that if you're a patron, make sure you head over to patreon.com. We just posted the poll for next week's topic. We have 3 selections for you, so go over there and vote on them so you can choose what the topic's going to be next week. It's a Patreon submitted one. It's a choice between 3 that patrons have submitted, so this will, of course, happen again next month as well. So you will get that chance if you join Patreon now. At any level, you can do it. So even for $2. We're actually really close to $1,100 a month on Patreon. Ooh. So be that guy that pushes us over. I'll give you a high five. Virtually. All right. On that note, I think this is a good place to stop. And we are going to take it on over to Puckle's Poke Quiz, where we're going to quiz your co-host on their insane Pokemon knowledge.
Oh hi, and welcome to the Poke Quiz, the part of the show where we quiz our co-hosts on their insane Pokemon knowledge. I'm Mark, here to explain the rules. Our fabulous co-hosts will work as a team to answer 5 Pokemon-themed trivia questions that fans have submitted on the Discord server. Each question is worth 1 point, with Pokedex and multiple answer questions worth more, for a total of 7 points. The host can use a free hint at any time. If they get all the answers correct and do not use the hint, they can cash it in for an 8th point.
And welcome to the quiz. Thank you for that introduction. We're going to jump right on into it then with our first question. This week, it's going to come from Unovian.
Ooh. In
Pokemon Sword and Shield, what is the first Gigantamax Pokemon you encounter in the game story?
Oh, come on. Well, if it's...
Gigantamax, not Dynamax, Gigantamax.
This seems like a trick question, because is
that different by versions?
No, it's the same no matter what version you're in.
I just played this game not too long ago. What's wrong with me?
I know, that's why I was asking the question, Jushiro, compared to the other one.
So here's the question: is it the first Pokemon you encounter in the story, or the first Pokemon that you actually fight against?
I think it's Butterfree.
In the game story. In the game story.
See, then it has to be Charizard, no? Because that's the first Gigantic we watch. It's
the one that you face, the first one you face, not the first one you watch. I would agree with you there, because at the beginning you get to see Charizard.
You get to see Charizard. That's why I said it was a trick question.
The first one you fight, the first Gigantamax Pokemon, the story requires you to fight.
Oh my gosh. I haven't played this in so long.
I am embarrassed because I played this like 2 months ago. And now I'm drawing a blank.
The turtle.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Oh my gosh.
But no, that's
What's
not
his
it,
name?
I think.
I'm pretty sure, right?
No, because that's the second the second gym leader's big, Gigantamax. So it isn't
okay,
him.
so then who? Okay, first gym leader.
I'm trying to remember
Who's
who's
the first gym
gym
leader?
leader.
Eldegoss.
Eldegoss. Oh, wait. Yeah, maybe? Is it? Because the first time you encounter a Gigantamax war, it's in a gym. It's not in the wild.
Yeah,
they're not in the wild.
Right?
So the first gym is grass. Wasn't it grass?
Yeah,
I'm gonna give you guys the free hint that the first two gym leaders actually don't Gigantamax their Pokemon when you battle them. They only Dynamax. They don't Gigantamax.
Oh.
The first two gym leaders don't do that, but the rest of them do.
Okay, so
Then it has to be Centipede or whatever, the Centipede fire one.
Yeah.
That's the only one I can think of.
Oh my gosh, and now I'm gonna have to remember the name. Centiskorch.
Centiskorch. That's our final answer.
Centiskorch is correct. Because it's the gym leader battle versus Kabu. Nessa's Dreadnought, which is the turtle you're thinking of, does have a Gigantamax form, but it only regularly Dynamaxes before you rematch her.
I know that people are like screaming at their radios right now.
Oh my God,
I feel like the meme with the guy with the third place and he's just celebrating.
You guys are 1 for 1 right now. Okay.
All right.
I've got a question for you about the TCG from Sly. Currently in the Pokemon TCG, there are 10 different types: fire, water, grass, electric, steel, fighting, dark, psychic, dragon, and normal. In order to accommodate for the other remaining types, they are put under one of these 10, excluding flying types, because, flying types are normal types in the TCG. However, one type has been switched between 3 of these umbrella types throughout the history of the TCG. What type was it? Or which type is this?
Oh my gosh, I feel like I have to read this. Can you say that one more time? I'm sorry. I'm paying attention, but that was a lot.
There's a lot of information here, right? So there's 10 types in the TCG, right? 10 colors.
Right.
Mm-hmm. And so there are 18 Pokemon types, right? So that means that the 8 remaining types have to be shoved underneath the 10 colors of the TCG, right?
Right.
Yep. Okay. Gotcha,
so we want to know which one has changed, which one hasn't been represented, that is switched between these 3 times. The 3 of the 10 colors has changed colors 3 times. What type has changed colors?
Bug.
I say poison.
Or poison. Yeah, poison.
Yeah, because poison first started as grass, and then it was changed to psychic, and now it's back to grass,
yes,
I think.
Yes, poison, yes.
The answer is poison, but Jushiro is incorrect in how it worked. It was originally grass, then it went to psychic, and now it's dark.
Oh, they changed it to dark. That's what it was.
They changed it to dark. It's not back to grass. It's just dark now. Which is really fun to see, because you can get I love the fact that I can have a series of mucks throughout the TCG.
Right.
And they're grass type, then psychic type, and then dark type. It's great. I love it. I think it's fantastic. Also, I think it's more fitting than the psychic type, but that's just me.
Yeah, for sure. It makes more sense.
I think it makes more sense.
I think it still would have made more sense as grass for me, but
no,
grass.
Grass makes a lot of sense in Gen 1 because most poison types were grass types.
We're bugs or grass,
Yeah, we're bug or grass, so it works out. But I understand wanting to put more Pokemon into the dark type, because dark type's already a very low population of Pokemon.
Yeah.
Also, I just want to tell everybody who's listening, yes, I do feel extreme amounts of shame for not being able to remember Dreadnought's name.
Oh, dude, bro, I've been in this podcast a long time. You gotta drop that shame. I can't remember half of them most of the time.
All right. Your next question is going to be your Pokedex entry question, as always. I'm going to read you a Pokedex entry. You're going to try to tell me what Pokemon that entry is for. If you get it wrong, I'll give you another one. If you get it right on the first time, it's 2 points. If you get it right on the second time, it's 1 point. If you don't get it right on the second time at all, it's 0 points. You guys are 2 for 2 right now. And we're going to jump
already breaking expectations.
We're going to jump on right ahead, and we're going to give you a question or a dex entry from Retro, and it's Heart Gold Soul Silver entry reads: it attacks people in Pokemon that cross the desert. this has only furthered its bad reputation. Who's that Pokemon?
Sandile?
From Heart Gold Soul Silver, Jushiro.
Maybe.
Oh, wow. Yes, sorry. Okay, Desert Pokemon in Heart Gold Soul Silver.
Hint, yeah.
Well, I didn't see it. I didn't say it was my final answer. What do you think, Basket?
I don't know. That's tricky because, like, I was thinking. I was thinking Gen 4 because that's the first desert that I remember.
Right, me too.
Oh man. Let's see.
So it is Gen 3 because Heart Gold Soul Silver is Gen 3.
That's Gen 4. That's Gen 4.
Okay. Yeah. So it is. Okay. So you're right. You're right then, Basket. It is Gen 4-ish that we're talking about. So it's a Pokemon introduced it could be a Pokemon introduced in Gen 4.
Yeah, but it's, So do we get to,
You can try to answer it, and then if you get it wrong, I'll give you the second entry.
Okay. All right.
Desert Pokemon in Gen 4.
I'm thinking, okay, so the options are, because I'm thinking of what you meet in the desert in Gen 4. Darumaka, Scrafty.
That's Gen 5.
Oh, dang it. That's right. Oh, I didn't play Jushiro.
Mm-hmm.
I have actually not played all the way through 4, so this is your rodeo, bud.
Okay. This is not going to be an easy one. Maractus. What generation was that?
Maractus. Yeah, let's say Maractus.
Are you going to lock that in?
No.
Wait, hold on.
No.
You're just going to say that's the wrong gen.
That's Gen 5.
Yeah, okay.
Man. This is the problem, right? It's just...
I just need a Pokemon. Just give me a Pokemon from Gen 4 before, and we'll move on. And I'll give you the next
out
entry.
here. I just don't remember any 4-gen Pokemon right now.
What are some animals that you'd associate with the desert? Like, let's think animals you'd associate with the desert.
I love all the help we're getting right now. Okay, well, camels, but that's Gen 3.
And it has to be Gen 4 and before, so Gen 3 would work. But I'm not saying that's the answer.
Yeah, I don't think there's a camel in the middle of the desert attacking people in Pokemon.
If it's furthered its bad reputation, it might be a particular type if it has a bad reputation.
Oh my god, it's not Scraggy then, right? Scraggy's Gen 4, Gen 5. Sorry, yeah. Oh my god, all these Gen 4 Pokemon that I do not recall.
You guys only think of
All right, everybody listening to this right now, listening to us totally bomb this question, start screaming. We'll hear you.
Send us.
Hopefully, in the past, and we'll be able to get this. If you scream loud enough.
Like Goku, send all your spirit energy to see if we can get this done. I don't recall any. Give me a ground Pokemon. I don't know. Diglet's are going around.
Diglett is incorrect. You've got another entry.
Okay, there you go.
I will tell you.
Let's move on.
The next entry is from Pearl. And it reads, its body is encased in a sturdy shell. Its head rotates 180 degrees, eliminating blind spots. It has a bad reputation, is encased in a sturdy shell, has its head rotate 180 degrees. It's purple and black.
Fortress.
It starts with a purple and black, bad reputation, encased in armor, and can rotate its head. I'm thinking so many different types of Pokemon right now.
It's an animal you'd see in the desert. It's based on an animal you'd see in the desert.
Oh! Flygon's first evolution, Trapinch.
No.
No?
No.
It's not a ground type.
Oh.
We're thinking it's dark type, all right?
That's a good answer. Good answer.
So it's gotta be dark type. It's gotta be in the desert.
I can't recall any dark type.
I'll give you half a point for the dark type.
Dark type desert.
I have no idea.
See,
I'm sorry, guys.
They're in Raiders of the Lost Ark.
The Covenant. The Ark of the Covenant.
Snake. Is it a snake?
It's not a snake.
They can't rotate their head 360 degrees.
It could
be a weird snake.
They could poison you.
Okay, so we're thinking birds possibly, because owls can rotate their heads.
Oh, the vulture.
That's
No,
from
I
Gen
don't
5. Diaper
Yeah.
Son of
baby,
a
diaper
gun.
birds from Gen 5.
Diaper baby. I love diaper baby bird.
Okay.
Yeah,
we're moving
on.
You gotta
This is not happening.
use the hint. You gotta use the hint if you
Okay,
want
we're
it.
using the hint. All right.
Okay,
hint.
it's a poison dark Pokemon. It's based on a scorpion.
Holy shoot, I never would have guessed that. Yeah, and I don't remember it's Scotland. What was the name?
Starts with the
Oh,
D.
I know the Pokemon now.
Starts with the D. Starts with the D.
Anorith.
No,
Starts with the D.
I know the Pokemon now. I just don't remember the name.
It's purple.
Drapion or something like that.
Drapion
Drapion.
Yeah,
is
Drapion.
correct. There we go.
There we go.
We
Oh
did
my
it, team.
gosh.
We did it. You
For
guys
all
are
of you
3 for
watching at
3.
home, you could definitely do a shoot a copper song every time we got one wrong.
Okay. This next question
Good lord.
is
That was painful.
do you guys want questions about moves that can cause burns, or do you want a question about Gen 1
He's letting us
Pokemon?
pick our questions.
Yeah, I'm not, or would you like a question about Gen 1 Pokemon lines and their signature moves? Your choice.
He's
let's
treating us
do-
like Gordon Ramsay treats kids.
Let's do burns.
Burns. Okay. So this question's worth up to 3 points for you guys. There are 9 answers. You get 1 point for every 3 answers you give me. This is from Sleeve, and they want to know, not including G-Max moves, Let's Go Pikachu EV exclusive moves, or Shadow moves, what non-fire type moves can inflict a burn?
Okay.
Okay.
Will-O-Wisp. It's Ghost that inflicts pain, burn. We got
Will-O-Wisp, I think, is actually fire type.
It's fire. No, it has to be Ghost.
I'm pretty sure it's fire.
Makes no sense.
It's a
If
fire
it's
type
fire.
move. It's a fire type move.
Son of a gun!
I'm not okay. You guys get 3 strikes, by the way, and then you're out. You have to lock in every answer from here on out.
Yeah. Wow. Okay.
Some of these are very like if you played competitive since Gen 5, you should know.
Yeah, skate, Scott, the water one that burns.
Scald, yeah.
Scald.
That's one. There's another one that burns too.
I'm still in shock.
From Gen 6.
Fire. Wait, C moves are not included, right?
The Z moves are not included, no.
I don't think there's any non-fire that burns some C moves, but I just wanted to make sure.
There aren't, but
Yeah. So Skull this one. Any ideas? Bask?
Yeah, I'm just concentrating. Fill the dead space, Jushiro.
Okay. So
Gen 7 introduced a lot of that. Introduced one from a particular bird. And then
particular. Yeah. The fire. Wait, but it's fire.
Gen 7. No, these are non-fire type moves that cause burns.
What's the there's that one that
Fruit Loops.
Victini uses that causes burn and something else, I think. I don't know if it's correct or not,
Dodrio
but
can
I'm trying
do
to
this. Can do another one.
Oh, try attack.
Try attack. That's 2. Okay, you guys are at 2.
It's only 3, right?
There are 9.
No, it's 9.
Oh, 9.
We have to get 3 to get a point.
Okay,
At this
we can
point,
do
I think
this.
I'm just going to let you get 3, and we're just going to give you 3 points, and we'll move on. One more, and I'll give you all the points. I'm dealing here, okay? I'm wheeling and dealing.
Oh my gosh.
One more. You got to give me one more without my help.
What's a? Sorry, I have the giggles now. We have we got okay. So let's
you've got Scald and Try
Okay.
Attack.
We have Scald and Try, yeah.
and Try Attack.
There are 7 more from you to choose from, and I've given you plenty of hints.
Oh my
For more of them.
I didn't know there were more than like 2 that non-fire Pokemon fire attacks that can
2
burn.
of them are kind of.
And Will-O-Wisp is not one of them. What's going on in this world?
2 of them are like they can do other things other than burn, but
Right.
I don't know that I like them.
There's a physical version of Tri-Attack, I think.
No, Tri-Attack is physical.
New. Wait, well, there's a special move for Tri-Attack.
There isn't.
Oh,
there isn't. One of them, like it can be. You could probably think about if you think about Fruit Loops. Another one you can probably think about if you think about Gen 6 and Hot Water. Another one came out in Gen 8 with Isle of Armor. One more is from a particular version of Kyurem. Another one.
Oh, Freeze Burn.
Ice Burn, but I'll give it to you.
Ice Burn.
That's 3 points for you guys. Good for you. The other 6.
Wow, no help at all.
The other 6 that you guys got were Beak Blast from Toucannon.
Never remembered.
Okay. I never ran with Toucannon.
Fling is you can toss a flame
because of the item. Yeah.
Psycho Shift, which is if you're burned, you can use Psycho Shift to shift that status onto another Pokemon.
That's not fair.
That's why I gave you. You got 3 points for
I'm not saying
literally 1/3 of the answers.
Not
okay?
you, Thatch. Thank you for all your help. I'm saying who asked the question.
And then you guys got Scald. Scorching Sands was introduced in Generation 8, which is just Scald but ground type. Secret Power can do it in particular environments.
I was wondering about...
And then...
no, I was thinking Hidden Power, never mind.
Yeah, and then Steam Eruption, which is Volcanian's signature move, which is just a more powerful Scald.
Okay.
So you guys got 3 points there. You guys are 6 for
I feel like I should have gotten Steam Cannon, but other than that, there was no hope.
All right, your next question's your base stat question as always. I'm going to ask you this one from Glyscore Gamer. You guys don't get a choice here. This one's, which Ultra Beast has the lowest single base stat?
Which Ultra Beast has the lowest
Because you know Ultra Beasts can swing wildly in their stats. So one of them has a very low base stat. Which one is it compared to the rest of the Ultra Beasts?
Okay.
There's like 8 Ultra Beasts, so you have like a 12% chance to just get this right.
I'm gonna guess. Does Poipole count as a
It is an Ultra Beast. It is an Ultra Beast. I will tell you, Poipole's not the answer.
Okay. I was hoping for an easy.
We're not looking for base stat total. We're just looking for one stat. That's its lowest. That's the lowest among all of them.
I'm guessing that it's going to be either Stakataka or Guzzlord, because I remember them having really big discrepancies.
Yeah, we can go with those.
But I don't
50-50.
Okay, I'm gonna say Stakataka.
Stakataka is correct.
Yeah.
It has the lowest single base stat of any Ultra Beast with a 13 in speed.
Yes.
The next lowest is 31 in special defense with Kartana. So you got it though. You got it. You guys got 7 points today without any help for sure. And
wow, that was the fastest.
without any help, I promise. All right, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna rattle off the winners right now. Currently in first place we have Quad 9 with 15 points. In second place we have Lord Seth Vilo with 14. And in a 5-way tie for third place, we've got Linian, Sigma, Mark, Jushiro, and Basket with 7 points. Tune in next week to see how it changes. All right. We're going to kick it on over to the topic after this short break. Hey, would you like a green Tauros badge? Well, you can have one if you come over to our Patreon at patreon.com/PuclPodcast. We are going to be giving them out once we hit $850. We're going to be giving those to every patron at the $10 plus tier because we love you guys. We'd love to see this project made. Of course, if we hit any other thresholds on the way there, such as $800 for the week-long giveaways to the community, that would also happen as well. So if you'd be interested in getting a green Tauros badge, feel free. Come on over. If you can't support the show, don't worry about it. You just listening is enough for us. So until then, though, guys, I'm Thatch, and I'll catch you guys on the flip-flop. And welcome to the topic. Our topic today is Pokemon Legends Arceus hype. We got 1 week to go before Legends Arceus, or 2 weeks to go before Legends Arceus comes out. Or I guess a little bit in between once this launches.
Yeah.
I just wanted to go over, we got a new trailer this week, which was 13 minutes of just gameplay and like overview about how the game works. It kind of just summarized everything that we've learned so far, which I think is really nice because a lot of things have been missed during the launch by a lot of people, mostly because a lot of it's only been revealed via the website. And who checks the website except for me?
Except for those whose job it is.
Yeah, who checks it except for me? So it was really nice to be able to have it all in video format just to explain, because I think a lot of people were getting misnomers that this is going to be like Breath of the Wild Pokemon or something.
You're right.
And that's definitely not the case. And I think this game semi-clarifies that. It goes over how you're completing missions and you've got little side quests to complete, which you can fulfill by catching Pokemon. There's no real new information in this.
Yeah.
They did discuss alpha Pokemon more in detail, which was kind of nice, which are these more powerful versions of Pokemon that exist in the world that you can catch.
Rampage. Yeah,
well, they rampage and you can catch them. They're harder to catch, but you can catch them. And if you do, you have a very good Pokemon on your side. So, I mean, that just means I'm going to be... It reminds me of Totem Pokemon almost from Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. And I would love to... it puts a completionist mindset in me of like, oh, I got to catch these alpha Pokemon, you know?
Right.
I am curious how they might communicate with something like Bank, or not Bank, Home. It's the same thing, but how they may communicate with Home. Maybe they won't let you transfer alpha Pokemon, or maybe alpha Pokemon just become the regular versions of themselves or something like that when you transfer them over. So
yeah, it could be that's the way you guarantee like higher IVs or something.
Yeah, I think so, because the stats are kind of wonky too. That's something else we've noticed. We noticed it early on in the trailers, but this one just more showed it off that the leveling was way different.
Yeah, it's a completely different system.
I don't know that that's true per se. My gut feeling is that we might get something more like Let's Go's like candy system for stats, where you can just like shove a bunch of candy down your Pokemon's throats and just give them artificial extra stats.
Right.
Instead of doing the EV-IV, which I don't necessarily disagree with. I think EVs, once you did something like candies, if you were to make those two mechanics kiss, I think you've got I think you've got a really good mechanic for Pokemon, in that you have very transparent stat boosts, unlike EVs, which are the furthest thing away from transparent. Because even with what they've shown more in the recent years, trying to uncover EVs and IVs, the EVs still are confusing because you have to divide by 4 and all this other nonsense. And I think candy is just more straightforward in that sense. I don't know. Maybe you combine the two to some extent. I don't know. They kind of have with vitamins, to be fair, but
that is true.
But yeah, we got that new trailer. I'm very excited about it. I mean, it just showed off everything that we already knew. No new Pokemon were shown off, or like new Pokemon that we hadn't seen be in the game before yet.
Right.
Which is fine. But yeah, you can get a lot of cool Pokemon throughout this process, it looks like. And the hype is real. I think the hype is real. The community is very excited about this.
Man, I got friends, very old friends from back in the day who played Pokemon when we were kids and then stopped playing it because life goes on, who are, after everything, this is the game that it's making them come back to Pokemon.
Yeah, why not?
A sense.
I don't see why not.
Because it's what many people outside the fandom keeps asking for, like an open, although we know it's not like this, but it's the perspective of an open world adventure game in Pokemon, and this kind of tickles that to some extent. Not exactly the same thing.
I would argue that it's not open world, but it's the most open world we've gotten in Pokemon.
Exactly.
And I think that in itself is exciting. I think anybody that's trying to be like, well, it's not exciting because it's not really open world. It's just like, this is still more open world than we've ever gotten before.
Right.
And I really love the crafting system that they kind of went more in detail with.
Yes.
I was actually when I was watching the trailer, I was actually most excited about the crafting system.
Yes.
I was like, oh, this is cool. Like, I could like poor man this.
There is an episode of the podcast, I believe I mentioned this before, a very long time ago. This was like latest it was 2016, I think, where we talked about like things we wanted to see added to Pokemon, and the number one thing that it was me and Bo on the show, so it went crazy. And we were things we wanted to show. It turned out to be like Thatch and Bo really want Pokeball crafting in Pokemon.
Yeah.
And so we went off on like this 15-minute tangent about Pokemon crafting and developing this entire mechanic so that we could develop Pokeballs. And this is like a really good step in that direction. I really love the idea of crafting Pokeballs. I miss that they like. I think what they did in Sword and Shield to the Kurtz balls was dirty. Okay, the Cramomatic is garbage. And Kurt balls, we just should have just had Kurt or a Kurt or descendant or something. I hope we get a Kurt ancestor like mentioned in here. It'd be really cool.
That would be pretty cool.
That would be.
Yeah, I love being able to craft Pokeballs, craft everything you need. Picking up the items felt very much like Breath of the Wild from the trailer.
Yeah.
I was literally sitting there waiting like as they were picking them up and like trying and like I expected to hear like the Breath of the Wild like collect an item sound, you know?
Mm-hmm.
That's not what we got, obviously, because they can't like rip Breath of the Wild that hard. But
bam, 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 bam.
Yeah, bam, 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 bam. That's what, or like the like when you pick something up that you already picked up, you know. I was expecting that sound.
I love the scene on the trailer where they use so there's a section in the trailer where you see the character walking and then they're showing the different sceneries, and you can see at one point you can see him walking what could be mining things that you can just mine, and I'm like, oh, that's I love that because I love crafting games myself, and I love there's something ASMRs of us just going around collecting materials for you to craft stuff. But when I saw him throw the Pokemon and using the Pokemon to break to mine, I'm like, oh my god, I'm so on board with this.
The immersion's unreal.
Yeah, that actually excited me a bit too, because I'm wondering, so one of my things, this is just like a pet peeve with video games in general. A lot of times picking up items is kind of like a little bit of a chore, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So I'm wondering, like, let's say that, like, because there was that one where he threw the Pokeball out there and the Pokemon, like, hit the tree and then the berry fell down and then the Pokemon grabbed the berry, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I'm wondering, if I'm just trying to get somewhere, but I'm like, I need to grab stuff along the way and I make myself a little route, like, can I just run there, throw the Pokemon at it, keep running, and then the Pokemon grabs it, picks it up, goes back to Pokeball, comes back to me while I'm like continuing?
That's a good question.
That would be slick.
That's a good question. I don't know it, but hopefully that's the case.
That would be amazing.
The thing that would be really cool is if you could send out more than one Pokemon at once.
Thinking just that, yeah.
Because they've shown some, I wouldn't call it gameplay per se. It might be more like Pokemon Camp or Pokemon Me, where they've shown like trainers having like all 6 of the party members out and about. So I'm hoping that's the case, and like we could send out more than one at once.
Right. Or you can like give them tasks and they continue doing the tasks.
I don't know if that'll happen, but but we'll see. I think that's asking a little much.
Right.
The thing I really liked as well was how battling worked, or just like how the leveling and gameplay went overall in terms of Pokemon catching, because my number one worry was that this was going to become like Let's Go, where it's just like, oh, I'm just catching Pokemon all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
But it looks like if you mess up, you just like engage in a Pokemon battle. And based on the way they presented it, it looks like a very balanced system in that regard, where like, yeah, you're going to spend time battling, but you're also going to spend time doing not battling and just throwing Pokeballs.
Yeah, which makes, we all have our complaints about Let's Go and Pokemon Go and how vastly different that system is compared to the mainline.
I wouldn't say those are bad. I just think in Let's Go, I think it's not the optimal way to play.
Right. But what I was saying, is that I feel like after playing those games, if there's one feature that I like, is the ability to just be able to catch Pokemon without having to fight them all the time.
No, I agree. I just want to be able to fight them sometimes.
Oh, yeah, exactly. So I found myself, after playing Let's Go, I find myself more and more buying quick balls. Just using quick balls because I just want to be able to catch them on turn 1, and if not, I'll just run.
I don't blame you, especially for this style game, where it's going to pretty much have you catch the same Pokemon over and over and over again.
Right.
Which I think is something that Pokemon has been trying to find a style of game to do for a while, because Pokemon Go took off, and it's just about catching. I mean, especially initially. Yeah. Go Battling didn't come out until 2018 or something like that.
Yeah.
It was very much just like, hey, how do we catch these Pokemon? And I really think that you could, I think that they've kind of found the sweet spot here, where you can catch the same Pokemon over and over and over again.
Mm-hmm.
And not be bored because they give you reasons to do it other than experience points.
Or like different reasons for doing it. Something that I thought was really cool was that little screen where it was like, it was showing you like the different berries that the Pokemon like and stuff like that. So it's like getting new information on those.
Exactly.
Each time. So there's actually, because if you're going to have me like, all right, when I play through the main series games, the only time I will ever catch the same Pokemon of a same line is if I don't have the ability I want. That's it.
Or nature hunting.
I absolutely agree. I think this is a really good, healthy balance between that.
Yeah. So I like that they're at least giving me, you know, a reason instead of, and I'm sure there will be fetch quests where it's like, you know, go catch 6 Shinx.
Yes.
Or something like that. I don't know. But
of
like,
course.
I much prefer the idea that I gain something from doing it by like, and it encourages me to interact with the world because it's like, okay, I've got these 4 berries. Which ones does the Shinx like? Okay, cool. So now I know Shinx likes Piplap berries or whatever. And then
I think this is going to be one of the more immersive Pokemon games in that regard.
Yeah.
Okay, so one of the things that I super, super enjoyed is the fact that the Pokemon are like dangerous.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I love that you're running through and then all of a sudden this like behemoth starts running after you and it's like, oh crap, okay, now I got to make a decision.
Oh my god, I've never been so terrified of a Tangrowth.
That Tangrowth was the scariest one. That was the scariest one.
Yeah.
By far, it was the worst.
For sure. And that was awesome. And then it just knocked him out and like knocked the player character out in like 2 hits or something like that. And I was like, wow. And then it's like, they're like, yeah, and if you can't defend yourself or if the thing comes at you, then you black out. And I was like, it just kind of confirmed what I always knew in the back of my mind. That the Pokemon just like, if you're out of Pokemon, they just beat you up until you pass out, and then someone finds you, and then someone finds you along the road. You know what I mean? It brings you to a Pokemon Center.
Been warning us about this since Gen 1. Don't go out without Pokemon; it's dangerous. But I've never encountered a Pokemon without Pokemon in the game before, and it's finally nice to see that. Yes, a Pokemon will eat your brains out if you don't defend yourself, and that's great.
Another thing I really liked was the Cleavor battle that they showed for the noble Pokemon.
Oh, yes.
Because the initial trailer for it showed like, oh, this is a noble Pokemon, and you have to use it by throwing bombs at it and stuff like that. And I'm like, well, that's kind of a dumb encounter. I just have to throw bags at it. Like I'm just essentially just like pelting it with the Pokeball mechanic over and over again. What a dumb encounter. Right. But then they showed like, oh no, then it gets to a point where like you battle it for a little bit, but then it's probably going to be really close to knocking out that Pokemon. And then you're going to have to restart it all over again until you can proc that again and again and again. And I'm like, okay, this is fun. This makes sense. This is going to be challenging because you're going to have to bring a whole team to be able to do this on this one Pokemon. This is exactly what I've wanted. I love those styles of things. Like my favorite mechanic that I think the mainline games have introduced in terms of challenge so far in the past, I would say 3 generations has been the Totem Pokemon. Mm-hmm. In like where it's essentially 2v1 battles, which is perfect because that gives you the right amount of like, because when you play the game by yourself, you can very easily over level and you can beat Pokemon very easily because if I just smash it hard enough, it'll be dead. Yeah. Totem Pokemon made you actually think about it.
Yeah, that's true.
I really appreciate that. And I think this is like another evolution of that idea is like, hey, here's a thing that you can do. I don't know. I'm hoping. So when they made Let's Go, Sword and Shield took ideas from Let's Go, right? Like overworld Pokemon weren't going to exist in Sword and Shield until Let's Go was so well received. I'm hoping that Legends Arceus is well received enough that we get like some Legends Arceus into the Gen 9.
Oof. Yeah. We actually get Pokeball crafting.
Well, Pokeball crafting would be cool. I don't think it would make sense like in terms of setting. I think it would be cool to have like we could still have gym leaders, right? But maybe we could also have like story elements that are like the Cleavor battle. You know what I mean? Where it's just oh hey,
you go to a town, there's this bomb of snow that is like messing with us and we need help, and you have to go and take care of that bomb.
Exactly. I would love stuff like that. I think one of my bigger problems with Sword and Shield is Sword and Shield tried to keep you out of the story almost to an extent because the one scene I really think about is like once the Dynamax phenomenon's like going crazy throughout Galar, you have this moment where Leon's with you and it's just like, oh no, there's a rampaging berserker. And then you go to follow Leon after he's like, I'll take care of it. And he gets over there and he's like, yeah, I took care of it already. And that's when it was obviously like an awesome moment for you to be able to have gone in there and done a raid battle with Leon and Hop.
Right, yeah.
They could have made this awesome opportunity to do this really cool story Dynamax raid. And it was just such a missed opportunity, in my opinion. I kind of hope they can insert more stuff like that into the story. I'm all for immersion. And I would even be okay if they let us catch Pokemon like they're letting us catch Pokemon in Legends Arceus.
Oh, yeah.
In the overworld. If they would let us do that. I think at minimum, that's probably would be the change.
That would be amazing.
I think that would be the change that would happen more than like what I was describing and hoping like we'd get a noble Pokemon equivalent in the story.
Right.
Yeah. I think the addition of quests is going to be something that would be fantastic. Well, they have requests and then they have missions, right?
Yes.
I think that sort of thing is something that Pokemon has really been missing, and I feel like I never really noticed that before.
I agree with you.
And now that it's available, I'm like, okay, because when you think about it, sure, like let's say that guy comes to you and he's like, hey, go get the Devon goods. That guy from whatever team ran into those caves, and it's like, okay, but that's part of the main story, obviously, because you have to go there to do that before you can save the Pico and then use his boat to go.
It's very linear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It does a lot of very old school RPG tropes.
Yeah.
Like, I think they got super lazy once in Gen 5, and there was literally just like a bunch of people blocking your way, and if you talk to them, they're just like, we're just standing here.
Yeah.
And then they go away after you beat the gym leader. Like,
although part of me loved that stuff like that because it's kind of like,
oh, that was very fourth wall.
Right. It's like breaking the fourth wall. It's like,
we already know as developers, we don't have to explain to you why these people are here.
Yes.
You get it. You can't cross. So we're just going to make a whole joke about it. So yes. I enjoy that type of writing though.
Yeah. I'm wondering, because something that I think would be fun, and I saw in one of the gameplay trailers that Calm Mind was was one of the moves.
Yes.
Because, and the reason why I bring that up is before I don't remember seeing any status moves.
Oh, that was something somebody asked about. I don't think it was you. I saw somebody else ask about this not too long ago. Yeah, I mean, we do have status moves, obviously. It looks like some of them have changed, though, even.
That's what I'm trying to find out, because I haven't seen... and maybe you saw something that I haven't, but I haven't seen a status, like the only status move I've seen is Calm Mind, for one.
They showed Thunderwave in the 13-minute trailer, and they also showed Stealth Rock, which I will claim is possibly a former status move, because in the Cleavor battle they show Stealth Rock, and Stealth Rock does damage, like immediately.
See, that's kind of what I'm, I wouldn't say worried about, but what I'm questioning.
They showed Thunderwave.
Did that, like, paralyze
them?
Yeah,
it just did Thunderwave.
Well, okay. I didn't see that.
But the Stealth Rock thing is also, like, that was also, like, during the Noble battle, too. So maybe that all changes things to some extent as well. I don't know. There's definitely some questions. This is definitely a different tone than, like, when we were waiting for Let's Go to happen.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Even when we were waiting for Gen 4 for Diamond and Pearl.
Yeah, oh, yeah. Well, to be fair, the entire time we had BDSP looking forward to, we knew this was coming.
Yeah, oh, that is true.
We knew the entire time. And so, the time is nigh, and then a month later we'll probably get news of whatever's next. Whether that be Gen 9 or, I hope not, or Let's Go 2 Electric Boogaloo. And
here's a question we have to answer before we finish with the topic, and that is, what's your favorite new Pokemon from, or version, or full new form, Huxian form from the game?
The new Basculin.
The Basculin Legion is pretty cool. I think, so the interesting thing, and something that I'm going to claim which is different than what the leakers have been claiming, because I don't think the leakers pay attention like I pay attention, to just like how TPCI likes to design the game.
Yeah.
So when there's a new evolution, and I said this before on the Discord and people don't quite understand, when there's a new evolution like Weirdeer, or let's say even like Obstagoon, for example, those Pokemon, in Gen 8 so far, they've always evolved from a Galarian regional form, right? Like Sirfetch'd evolves from Galarian Farfetch'd, mostly because then regular Farfetch'd can't be like, well, it could technically evolve.
Right.
Although, Pikachu evolves into...
So, I mean, I'm pretty excited to see whatever Hisuian Basculin looks like. My prediction is it's just going to be purple stripe Basculin, and it's going to be like regular Basculin, but with the purple stripe, and they're going to just call it Hisuian Basculin. Or maybe they introduce purple stripe Basculin and be like, purple stripe Basculin could evolve into this one, but the others can't, which is also fine to me, in my opinion. I also look forward to Hisuian Stantler, and I look forward to I mean, we're probably going to get regular Rufflet.
Right. And whatever Hisuian Electrode will be.
Yeah, Hisuian Electrode is probably just going to look like Hisuian Voltorb, but Electrode instead.
Yeah.
I mean, Hisuian Voltorb versus regular Voltorb doesn't look that different.
Hisuian Braviary is really cool, too.
Yes,
I really
it is.
like the colors on that.
I think my favorite, the one that I'm looking forward to the most, is still Hisuian Zoroark.
Yes, it looks so amazing.
And its typing is really good, actually.
What's its typing? I haven't...
Normal Ghost.
Normal Ghost. It is the
wow.
only normal Ghost Pokemon.
No way.
I think that's like the number one typing that has been unused so far in terms of like competitive.
It's so good. Such a good typing.
You get 3 immunities out of it. And 2 of those immunities are what
weakness.
2 of those types would have been weak to.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because you lose your fighting type weakness and you lose the ghost type weakness.
Yep.
From that. And so I guess you're technically only weak to dark, I think.
Yep.
I think so, yeah.
It works out to be a really good type.
And it looks amazing.
It's not even a quad weakness either, which is incredible to me.
Yeah, it's kind of cool. I'm very excited to see how that Pokemon works out. I really want to see that one particularly. I think I'm more interested to see these Pokemon outside of Hisui.
Yes. Which comes to another point. They did mention trading, right?
Yeah, this has been that's been there for a while. Again, it's another one of those things they only mention on the website is that you can trade Pokemon, but that's mostly I think for things like the starters and stuff like that, because you're only going to get one of the starters. You need the other 2. I hope they kind of use the model of Legends Arceus and also the DLC from Sword and Shield as the model going forward for Pokemon games. Because right now, I don't think Pokemon games really need 2 versions, and I'm sure TPCI will disagree with me based on their sales numbers. I don't think Pokemon games need 2 versions, and I don't know how much longer they can do it without taking heavy criticism. But I think I think you do a really good job when instead of doing version exclusive Pokemon, you do choices.
Right.
Instead. Yeah. Because like if you look at Pokemon Sword and Shield, Crown Tundra particularly, we have quote unquote version exclusive Pokemon you're only limited to 1 and still force you to trade, like Spectre and Clastria and Regieleki and Regidrago. And so I hope they kind of follow that model, and instead of giving us 2 versions, we get like Pokemon Gen 9, and it's 1 game, but just has a lot of decisions. And maybe you can even make a decision in game to change the overworld Pokemon.
Right. That was just what I was just going to say, that depending on the starter Pokemon you choose, that's your version. So if, let's say it's Bulbasaur, Charmander, Squirtle, you choose Squirtle, your game transforms into the blue version. You choose Bulbasaur, it transforms into the green version. And if you choose Charmander, the red.
And to be fair, they almost accidentally did that with Diamond and BDSP anyway. I kid you not. No, I kid you not. BDSP is in the code. There's literally 1 line of code where if you switch the number from like a 1 to a 2, you switch between Diamond and Pearl. I kid you not.
Wow.
That is literally the only difference. Is like 1 number. So, but the game contains both. Like your cartridge contains both.
Yeah, it's the same game. It's just have different.
They literally just changed a flag from a 1 to a 2. That is literally all.
So I know we can trade. So there's some compatibility with other people in their games. Is there a way to like battle other people?
No.
Like, have we seen any?
No.
Okay, so it's mostly just like a self-contained RPG.
It is a self-contained RPG. This is not meant to be your standard Pokemon adventure in that sense. This is meant to be This is meant to be a 1-player game. The trading is just there to help you complete things that like may end up being version exclusive or choices, I believe.
Gotcha.
Also, trading is just like such a like huge part of Pokemon. I think leaving that out just like rips the heart and soul out of the game.
Right. Also, the game kind of like you encounter a lot of Pokemon, but you barely encounter people. So for the story of the game, art trainers are even a thing. Maybe you're pioneering as one of the first trainers ever.
I mean, they do say that, kind of. It's definitely a very interesting concept. We'll see more in 2 weeks, I guess.
My hype levels cannot be contained.
Yes. I am very excited for this. I haven't been excited for a Pokemon game like this in a very long time. I think, well, to be fair, very long time, I mean Crown Tundra, I guess.
So I don't know if anybody caught this, but one of my favorite things when I saw Cleavor was that it kind of reminded me a little bit of like when you first enter like a Dark Souls boss.
Yes.
Because he comes out, he does this thing where he slams down the little axes, and then it goes, Cleavor, Lord of the Woods.
Yeah.
No. And I was like, yeah.
No, it's going to be cool. It's going to be cool. I'm excited for it. I think this is a good place to wrap up, though. And we've got a team of the episode for you guys. So we're going to kick it on over to our Pokemon of the episode segment. We will catch you on the flip-flop.
Poke of the episode.
And welcome to our Pokemon of the episode. Our Pokemon of the episode today is National Dex number 356, Dusclops, the Beckon Pokemon.
Its body is hollow. It is said that those who look into its body are sucked into the void.
Womp, womp, womp. Dusclops, not Dusk Noir, because it turns out Dusclops is just better.
Yeah.
It makes me so sad, by the way, because Dusk Noir is such a cool design.
Yes.
He actually wasn't bad in Gen 1 or Gen 4. Dusk Noir wasn't bad in Gen 4.
No, I remember he got some play.
He got some play. He wasn't bad. He had a decent move pool, and he was bulky enough with his defenses he can do it, because his defenses are higher than Dusclops'. But the problem is Gen 5 introduced Eviolite. So Dusclops is now no longer fully evolved and can use Eviolite with its base 130 defense and base 130 special defense.
It's ridiculous.
Which is absurd. So that's essentially like base 195 with Eviolite.
I'm team nerf Eviolite or get rid of it.
I think you should kill Eviolite. Absolutely.
No. There's so many Pokemon that get to do fun things.
No.
I'm okay with no Eviolite. But base HP of 40 makes it really awful. Base 70 attack, base 60 special attack, and 25 speed. None of those are anything to write home about. But with decent enough attack and special attack stats, it can do damage. It's just not a lot of it. Just something to keep in mind. But we've talked about it today because we've got Dusclops' favorite kind of team for you today. We've got a Series 12, so this team won't be usable on the ladder for another 2 weeks or so. But this is a Series 12 VGC team. It has your 2 legendaries on it, but it also has Dusclops running its favorite Trick Room. And this is a hard Trick Room team. Very hard Trick Room team. I think there's Trick Room on at least 3 of the Pokemon. So you're gonna go slow and you're gonna Trick Room and have a good time. And what's great about having so many Trick Room options is that it's really hard for your opponent to predict which one's gonna actually Trick Room. So they can't fake out, and even then Dusclops can't be faked out because he's a ghost. He's a spooky boy.
Oh, that's fine. Yeah.
All right, so I'm going to grab the bottom 2 here on this list, which are Dusclops and another Pokemon. But we've got Dusclops with Eviolite. He's got the Frisk ability so that he can tell what your opponent is holding. And the other option for Dusclops in that regard would be Pressure. I honestly think Pressure might be better than Frisk, but that's just me. Only because Pressure you can get some PP stall out, which is sometimes good in these formats because a lot of the big moves that Pokemon try to let out are only like 8 PP max. So it's something to consider. But this Dusclops is holding Eviolite, like I said. 252 HP, 252 special defense, 4 defense, sassy nature because you're just going special defense all the way. 0 speed because you want to go as slow as you can. And it's got Trick Room, like I said. Pain Split, because that's the only recovery Dusclops really gets.
Right.
Shadow Sneak, so you get a little bit of priority so you can pick off a Pokemon with some chip. And it has Ally Switch, which I think is one of the most broken moves in the entirety of Pokemon VGC. Because if Ally Switch is so perfect in the meta because it's not run often enough that people expect it 100%. And it can really win you a game in a series. And because international championship or international challenges are only best of 1, it can win you a lot of best of 1s.
Yeah.
Because people might not expect that Ally Switch. So it's really good because your opponent's going to be like, yeah, I'm going to hit this Pokemon and this Pokemon. And then you just switch them. And then all of a sudden they're hitting Dusclops instead. which is, I love it. I love it. Because we're going slow on this team, though, we also got our favorite Vikavolt. It's holding an assault vest. It's got the levitate ability because it can't have anything else. It has got 252 HP, 76 special attack, and 180 special defense. Those are probably some numbers to help it survive something specific, or kill something specific. I don't know off the top of my head. Quiet nature because we just want some special defense bulk, and it's or I think that's actually that's minus speed plus special attack. My bad. And it's running Thunder because of one of the legendaries on this team. Bug Buzz, Flash Cannon, and Energy Ball, which is a great coverage all around for Vikavolt, and it's actually pretty bulky. So it can take a lot of hits.
Vikavolt. Yeah, when I first saw Vikavolt, I was totally expecting it to be a speed Pokemon because of its design.
It's on Island Time,
but it's not. Yeah, it's super slow.
It's on Island Time like every single Alolan Pokemon. All right. So
next up,
take two more, whichever ones you want, Basket.
All right. Next up, we've got Incineroar with the eject button.
Oh, I love that. I love eject button on Intimidate Mons because then you just get bumped out and you get to come back in and intimidate again.
Yeah. Exactly. And then ability Intimidate, of course, because why would you run anything else on Incineroar? And then we've got Eevee's 252 HP, 132 attack, 20 defense, 4 special attack, 92 special defense. Probably because, there's reasons for all those numbers that I'm not aware of. And then we're giving it a brave nature and 0 speed IVs. Then we have one of my favorite all-time moves, Parting Shot.
Oh yeah, it's so good.
I hate that they gave it to Incineroar. That's the worst thing they did to Incineroar. That's made it so broken.
I think Parting Shot was the main reason that it was Intimidate was obviously important, but Parting Shot was the thing that sealed it.
Intimidate, I think, more so did it with its stats. And Intimidate and Fake Out.
Right, yeah, he does Fake Out.
Also that spread's very standard. That EV spread. I'm joking. It's not.
I was like, well, I guess okay.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
And then the last 2 attacks we've got are Flare Blitz and Throat Chop.
Wonderful.
Next up, we've got Kyogre with Leftovers, Drizzle for the ability that comes back with that Thunder you were talking about.
Mm-hmm.
And then we've got 252 HP, 140 defense, 76 special attack, 12 special defense, and 28 speed. Don't know why the speed's there.
It's probably just to outspeed something because it's base 90. It might be so if you're out of Trick Room, you might just be outspeeding something like a Groudon.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it's also there to make sure that your weather gets put in. So even let's say it's running 28 speed, and the Groudon's running no speed, and you set up Trick Room, and you both send in Groudon and Kyogre at the same time. Your weather will win because you'll be slower than the Groudon in that case.
Oh, perfect. Okay. And then we're going with a Modest Nature because we're going all in on the special attack. We've got Calm Mind, Protect, Origin Pulse, and Ice Beam.
Good moves all around. I'm surprised there's no Thunder. Calm Mind is kind of confusing, but I guess I could see the setup actually working pretty well. All right, Jushiro, take us home with these last 2.
Will do. We got none other than Mimikyu with Mental Herb, ability Disguise, because what else? And you got an EV spread of 252 HP, 252 attack, and 4 special defense. With an Adamant Nature to hype that attack up, you're gonna combine it with Shadow Sneak, Trick Room, of course, the Ghost Burner Will-O-Wisp, because I refuse to think that's Fire type. And Play Rough.
It is Fire type.
I know it is Fire type, but it's just, it makes no sense. It should be Ghost. Anyway, and Play Rough.
That's actually pretty standard Mimikyu for Trick Room, so that works out.
Yes. And then we're gonna finish out with the big boy himself, Calyrex Ice, With Weakness Policy, we got that ability as one for Glass 3, which includes 2 abilities at once. And the EV spread of 252 HP, 252 attack, and 4 special defense with a brave nature, and IVs set at 0 for that trick room advantage. Then combine the attacks of Glacial Lance, High Horsepower, Seed Bomb, and of course, Trick Room.
Yeah, and Calyrex Ice is actually one of the best Pokemon for Trick Room. And we were talking about Zacian, and I don't want to get a Zacian team for this on purpose. But this is actually one of the better teams to counter Zacian with, because Kyogre is going to resist a Behemoth Blade from Zacian, but on top of that, if you Trick Room, you're just going to destroy it. There's no way it's underspeeding you. So it's really good in that sense. So take this team, play with it when you can. I'm looking forward to it. I'm going to get back into it with VGC. There's going to be some YouTube videos of Thatch playing VGC, getting back into it. So it's going to be a really, really good time. So if you want this team and you're a patron, we'll be giving away all of the Pokemon that can be shiny to the patrons, the whole team. It's going to be on Sword and Shield this week, so it'll be a bit smoother of an experience. But you can go ahead and grab those. But on that note, we're going to kick it on over to my favorite part of the show sometimes, the mailbag.
It's mail time! Send in your emails. Mail!
And welcome to the mailbag. The mailbag is the part of the show where we have you guys send us in an email at puclpodcast@gmail.com. And you can write in and answer our mailbag question. Last week, we wanted to know what you thought of power creep, or if you had any Pokemon that you thought suffered from it particularly. And boy, did you guys answer. We're gonna read a few emails today. I'm gonna try to do an extended mailbag later on this weekend so you guys can be read. And we're gonna go ahead and just jump into it. But before we do that, remember that this segment of the show is brought to you by the fictional energy drink Green Tauros, the energy drink that gives you hooves.
Hooves.
And as always, we'll give out the Green Tauros badge to anybody who gives us a good email that sparks conversation and says cool things. Without further ado, our first one is going to come to us from Sleeve.
Take it away. Hiya, Puckle people. Sleeve here, popping to say hi and talk about some Pokemon that have been done dirty by power creep throughout the years. I want to start off by saying that my personal favorite, Pinsir, has fared pretty well. It started off mediocre in Gen 1 and it's still mediocre in Gen 8. I may have dropped out of viability completely though, where it's not for its introduction of Moxie as its hitting ability, so I'm grateful for that. Tauros, on the other hand, did not fare as well.
Whoa, but Pinsir was good for a hot minute in Gen 6 when Megas were real.
When Megas, yeah.
Pinsir was a good Mega.
Yeah, I loved Pinsir.
It was no Garchomp.
No, well, yeah.
It was Mega Pinsir was better than Mega Garchomp.
Yeah. And definitely better on Mega Ampharos. Not only did the power creep definitely catch up with it, but the change in mechanics and the introduction of many very good fighting types knocked it. Not just out of the top tier, but way down in the viability rankings. If this aren't bad enough for poor Tauros, they even nerfed its special attack in Gen 2 and didn't redistribute its stats anywhere else. I mean, they could have increased the speed or attack, no? They could have.
Also what hurt Tauros was the physical special split, because Tauros's claim to fame in Gen 1 was hyper beaming things in the face. And
right.
Hyper Beam became a special attack at the physical special split,
and the fact that it was fast, and back then the criticals were tied to speed stat.
Plus all that mass hunting from humans to make Green Tauros drinks. I can understand how they're doing so bad. Another unfortunate victim, the power creeping, is Starmie. Oh, this one hurts. Starmie was one of my first favorite Pokemon, and I used it all through the first 2 or 3 gens. Anyway, although it held its OU spot until Gen 6, its special attack stat was found wanting in the later gens. Early on, 100 base special attack was enough to get the job done, but more recently, they won't break most opponents. This has to lead into the dropping off and out of those top tiers, which are a real shame for such a cool Pokemon. It really is. Starmie is one of my big favorites.
It is real sad.
It is. I like to make, and let's not get into the freaking evolutions and how most of them are useless now. Anyway. I like to make a positive call out as well, though. Among the doom and gloom of victims of power creep, there is one Pokemon that has held it entirely and remained one of the top competitive mons throughout this existence. Tyranitar. Its base stat distribution has never changed because it's never needed to. Its unique defensive typing, despite its quad weaknesses to fighting, provides a great amount of defensive utility, and coupled with that with the incredible wall breaking power that comes with a 134 base stat, means that you never quite know what Tyranitar you're coming up against. That's all without mentioning the depth of its move pool, which is obscene, and its Sandstream ability. Anyway, sorry this is all a bit of a long one. I hope you all keeping well with peace and love, Sleeve.
I do agree with that, though. Tyranitar has been solid the entire time.
Chef's kiss.
He's chef's kiss. Yeah. Well, its typing is just really good, but especially combined with its stats. So
yep.
It worked out really well for it. Rock's a good typing. We talk about ice, or I talk about ice all the time, and I say like ice is like the number one offensive type.
Yeah. I mean, horrible defensively.
Rock is like the number 2 best offensive type, in my opinion, because it's super effective against so much and resists against, but unlike ice type, Rock actually gets to resist things.
Resist stuff, yeah.
All right. This next one is going to be from Austin O, and I believe Basket's got this one.
Hello, PUCL crew. This is my first time writing in. I've been listening to the podcast since the initial Swish Pokedex leak. I saw the leak online and thought, I want to hear people discuss this. I was sad when I found your podcast and you said out the gate you would not be discussing it, but I enjoyed the podcast and the PUCL hosts, so I've been listening ever since.
So despite our content, the content of our discussions, he's enjoyed us. That's good to know.
He's here for the hosts.
I love what despite you not talking about anything I ever would want you to, I really learned a lot about orca whales.
As for the mailbag question, I have enjoyed Power Creep and the ways they have been trying to include older Pokemon, i.e. regional variants and regional evolutions. Personally, my favorite Pokemon is Lucario, which got a great buff with its Mega, only to be erased in recent years. Yeah. I would like to see Pokemon get either exclusive moves, buffed abilities, or type/species-based held items that increase viability. Using Lucario as an example, an exclusive move that gives it +2 speed and +1 attack and special attack for say -1, -1 for everything else would be cool. You could also give it access to an item that makes all its moves priority. Ooh, that's terrifying. Or give Justified a buff that boosts speed as well.
I don't think that makes I don't think that just makes Lucario good. I think that makes like all Pokemon good. Like if you're just like yeah, Pokemon, all your moves now have priority. I mean, there's a reason Prankster only works on status moves. Wow. Okay. I don't.
And now doesn't work against dark types.
That ability's power creep. Okay.
Yeah.
Doing this for individual Pokemon or types would help older Pokemon stay relevant and could be adjusted between generations easily. Thanks for doing this show and have a good one. Austino.
The last time we gave a Pokemon priority just because was Talonflame, and that did not go well.
Oh, that was insane.
Remember that? Remember OG Gen 6 Gale Wings? That was busted.
That was crazy.
Busted.
I mean, Lucario, like, it hasn't fallen that much, has it? I mean, it's still OU, right?
I don't think Lucario was ever OU. Lucario fell pretty hard. I think in Gen 4 it might have been OU, but then it dropped pretty roughly after that. As did a lot of Pokemon. Lucario's just always been middling. It's never been like great at what it does, because typically you want to run it as a fighting type Pokemon. Its claim to fame is that it can also use special attacks. It's a really good mixed attacker, and mixed attackers have really fallen out of favor lately. Like in the past, I would even say like 5 years. You don't run a lot of mixed attackers. You used to run mixed attackers back in Gen 4. I trademark.
Puckle trademark.
Puckle trademark back in Gen 4. After that, it's kind of fallen out. Not as many people do it anymore. I think in Ubers you see it occasionally, like Mega Mewtwo X will be mixed. But you have to have the stat, like really crazy stats to do that. And Lucario doesn't have that. It's got like middling attack. Well, it's got like above average attack and above average special attack, but neither of them are great per se. It does also get moves that do some of the things that he says, actually.
I was thinking that too, Sword Stance.
Bullet Punch
and,
for the priority.
Yeah, he has Swords Dance that does +2 attack, obviously. +2 speed and +1 attack are really busted. The only Pokemon that has something like that is, I believe, Kling and Magearna.
Right.
Magearna I forget what it's called. Shift Gear. Shift Gear is the move I'm thinking of. Shift Gear. Shift Gear gives you +2 to speed and +1 to attack. Magearna gets it, and Magearna's busted because of it.
Yeah.
So, I like these changes. I agree would make Lucario better, but it would make Lucario too good. It reminds me of Gen 5 when Hidden Abilities came out, and we all wanted Blaziken to be good one day. Blaziken used to be UU, right? And then when it got its hidden ability of Speed Boost, it shot right up to Ubers immediately.
Yeah.
And so like it just skipped. And so that's the kind of situation I think he's describing with his changes to Lucario. Is like Lucario's like solidly like RU UU material, and you're going to shoot it up to Ubers immediately.
Right.
With these changes. And what we want Lucario to be OU. So like I wouldn't make exactly these changes. I would probably just like, it needs more attack. Like that's the answer. It needs more attack because special fighting moves don't exist except for Aura Sphere and Focus Blast.
Mm-hmm. I'm telling you, Game Forgive us more Pokemon reworks.
They do. They've been doing a really good job of it actually. In between Gen 6 and
Gen... They only do it between generations.
Yes.
I wish they would do it like actively during generations.
That's not going to happen. All right. So this one is going to come to you. This last email today is going to come to you from Fozzie. And he says, what it do, Puckle Crew?
What it do?
I think that the power creep definitely exists in Pokemon, but my main experience is with the TCG. When I started taking the TCG more serious back in 2016, I was mind blown that basic cards could have 170 HP and swing for 100 damage a turn. It was amazing, but still wasn't out of control because you didn't have to play EX decks just to win. Oh, how the times have changed. Actually, single prize decks were doing okay recently, and I think they can still survive even in the Mew VMAX format. Right now, with the current meta, it seems like you have to play VMAX decks who can swing for an okay on anything. Stage 2 and Stage 1 decks just really aren't viable unless you're trying to have fun and not win. I don't know, there's a really good Decidueye deck out there that I really like that prevents VMAX from working.
Yeah, there's a few...
They've been nicer to single prize decks since ADP went out of rotation, I think.
Yeah.
Which has been my main playstyle since base set, since I didn't know the rules and just had a deck full of Bulbasaur and Ivysaur cards. Although I would argue that as long as you're still having fun, then it really doesn't matter. But it is a little disheartening going to locals with a jank deck that just gets toppled by turn 2. Even with all, that's why you cube draft with Thatch. That's why you cube draft, okay? Cube drafting. It's the way to play the Pokemon TCG. I will say this until I die. If we ever meet up in person again, I will go out and build an actual cube, like a real cube, physically, so that we can do a cube draft in person.
Fantastic.
I will do it. I will buy the cards necessary for that. That's a business expense. Even with all you said, I don't think the power creep is too unmanageable. With online tournaments happening daily and the TCG meta seems to change every day instead of every couple of months like it used to. I think that power creep has always been a necessary evil with all Pokemon games.
Yeah.
The generation gimmick is always trying to be topped in order to do something, so it seems like you just need to make things bigger. I think they've taken a step back. So as much crap as I've given Dexit, I do think Dexit has been a good answer to power creep. In that it prevents a lot of that nonsense. Granted, they still brought back Lando T, so I don't care. I don't believe they did it on purpose. As long as you're having fun and willing to lean into the power creep, I think it's okay for now. But if the next expansion brings VMAX tag team unions with 400 HP Mons who swing for 300 damage a turn, then I think I'll be singing a different tune.
That's funny.
That's a really good line, actually. That's the Green Taurus badge just for that line.
Yeah,
okay?
that's right there. Yep.
That's all it took. As long as there are no complaints, I think I'm going to go with that.
Yeah, me too. Sorry, Sleeve. Love your email, but my boy here has a point.
Fozzie made a very funny joke.
Yeah.
We're sorry you wrote emails with content, but this man made a funny joke. A funny haha. So, all right. So this is that's going to be it for Fozzie and for this week. So thank you for that, Fozzie. You get the Green Taurus badge. Send it in. Let us know, and we'll give it to you on Discord. if you want to email us next week at puclpodcast@gmail.com, tell us what you're most excited for Pokemon Legends Arceus at puclpodcast@gmail.com. We would love to see that. You can, of course, also go ahead and hang out with us on Discord at pucldiscord.com. You can check out other shows such as TCG Cast that these two guys are on a lot.
Yeah, I haven't been in a while. Sorry.
Every Thursday. Not every Thursday, but you can see. Yeah,
you want the basket come in on the TCG.
Yeah, if you want to go to an underwater basket weaving class about TCG, you could go. You can go check that out over on Puckle Plus every Thursday, where there's a new episode of something over there. I think TCG Cast is this week, right? Is that this week?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And of course, you can go ahead. I'm your producer, and I don't know these things, which is really bad.
Put all your TCG, all your Pokemon eggs in this basket.
Yes. Of course, if you want to hang out with us throughout the week, social media is the best way to hang out with us over on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, or Tumblr. You can, of course, also, Discord's the better place, but you can also go to those social media. You can also check out the videos. We've been putting up new Puckle Plays Nuzlocke over on YouTube at youtube.com/puclpodcast, which is really exciting. You can, of course, also hang out with us at those places at YouTube, but on Twitch as well at twitch.tv/thepuclepodcast, where I've been streaming every Tuesday and Thursday as best I can. Mostly doing an Emerald Nuzlocke, but I'm getting real close to being ready to start attempting some Pokemon Stadium shenanigans.
Ooh.
So get ready for that.
Oh, that'll be fun.
Yeah, I'm excited for Pokemon Stadium. I'm very excited for it. And of course, you can also just hang out. If you want to support the show, best way to do so is over at Patreon at patreon.com/puclepodcast, where you can get Pokemon and all of these other goodies that we usually talk about. We really appreciate the support. You don't have to do it. Listening to the show is all you need to do. But if you want a little bit more and maybe help out the show at the same time, it would be much appreciated.
So you get free shinies.
Free shiny. Well, it's not free. You're literally paying for it.
Well, not free. You're part of Patreon, but you get fresh shinies.
You get shinies, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, on that note, I have been Trainer Thatch.
Some say I've been Jushiro.
I've been Basket.
And here in the Lavender Town Radio Tower, it's closing time.
It's closing time.